Who wants to look better naked? I'm sure I can speak for just about everybody that they want to lose more body fat and they want to tone up and feel better about themselves. Now, your motivation might be different for this. You might want to be able to run around with your kids without getting out of breath, or you might just have some clothes linger in the closet that you like to get back into. Today, I'm going to tell you how we're going to actually lose body fat and gain muscle. And this is so you stop the yo-yo dieting and you quit losing 20 pounds and gaining 20 pounds and losing 20 pounds and gaining 20 pounds and doing it over again. We're also going to talk about how the American diet is very similar to a sumo wrestler's diet. And that may seem funny, but we're going to get into more detail later on. But first, before we jump into that, we're going to address every issue, every factor that is important to you to look better naked and get results. Number one is nutrition. This is the most important. Number two is something called metabolic strength training. Okay, this is what we do at Firm Body Boot Camp, and you can only get these types of workouts at firmbodybootcamps.com. So if you have not tried out your free week, you can go do so now, but you better hurry because the classes are closing up. firmbodybootcamps.com. Okay. Number three is rest and stress, which means you're getting 8 hours of sleep at night and you're not stressed out throughout the day. These are also important factors. They're even more so important than cardio, which is assumed to be the most important in fat loss, but it's actually number four, so the least important on the list. So what you want to do is make sure that you got all these factors in order. You know, if you're doing cardio 2 days a week, great, you can check that off. If you're getting your rest and you're not stressed out through the day, you can check that one off. If you're doing the metabolic strength training with us, then great, you can check that one off. That's three of the four factors. But the most important is what people struggle with a lot. We're going to go ahead and jump right into that. So the reason why Americans have this obesity epidemic is we eat a lot like sumo wrestlers. That's right, sumo wrestlers, the big, huge guys that are 400, 500, 600 pounds. They kind of run into each other on the mats and try and knock each other off. Very big, overweight guys, and they do that for their sport, and it's very respectable. But you know, Americans are overweight right now because we eat very similar to these guys. And what I mean is the patterns, not exactly the amounts. What these guys do is they don't eat a bunch of food throughout the day and just eat all day long like you think they would. They actually starve themselves long periods of time, 5-6 hours, and then they binge out every time that they eat. So, you know, they don't eat breakfast, they eat a big lunch, and they eat a huge dinner, and they go to bed. And the American diet is very similar to that. If you look at this chart, first thing you need to know is 2 hours after you eat, your metabolism goes up. Your body is trying to figure out what to do with the nutrients that you put in it so it can use that as fuel. So remember, 2 hours after you eat, your metabolism's up. So the average person, they skip breakfast. You know, they might have some coffee or something to get them going in the morning, but your metabolism's on a flat line. It never goes up. But 2 hours after lunch, you see, obviously, the metabolism spikes up, comes right back down. We have 4, 5, 6 hours in between lunch and dinner, and the average person eats, you know, has a couple hours before bed, and then we go to bed, and that's your day. These big periods here, not including this green line up top, we're storing something, and we're storing something called fat, and obviously we don't want to do that if we want to be lean, toned, and healthy, and have a good quality of life. But what we want to do is you want to eat every 3 hours. Eat something every 3 hours. Now, each one of these 3 hours, your meal should be around 300 calories, and we're also looking for what kind of calories, where you're getting your calories from. So we want more than 10 grams of protein and less than 30 grams of carbohydrate. And we want that range. And that range is going to vary up and down, but remember, more than 10 grams of protein, less than 30 grams of carbohydrate. If you do that and you eat every 3 hours consistently, you're going to look a lot more like this green line. Our metabolism is going to stay up. It's going to stay more stabilized. Your blood sugar is going to be stabilized. Your metabolism is going to be burning throughout the day, just like a furnace does. If you threw a bunch of logs on a fire, it's going to smolder it out. Let you know that you need to be eating every 3 hours to keep your metabolism up and burning like that furnace, and not like a sumo wrestler where you're trying to gain a bunch of body fat. How are you going to get those meals in? And a lot of you guys think that eating 5-6 times a day is going to be too difficult and things like that, but it's not. It's very easy, and some of the meals are just like a simple banana or a yogurt or things like that, so you can easily get those in even if you're busy or on the road throughout the day. Now, what we've included for you here, and if you don't have this, you can send us the email Romen, R-O-M-E-N, at firmbodybootcamps.com, and I'll make sure that you have these documents. One is called the Ideal Day, and the other one is just a food log. And what you're going to do is superimpose these documents, okay? And what's going to happen is on the log, you're going to go down these lists and circle all the food items that you like to eat. So if you like chicken or you like turkey, circle those things. If you don't like them, leave them out. If you're not a picky eater, just so you're not circling all day long, you can cross out the things that you don't like to eat. Anyways, getting back to the ideal day, or how we're going to superimpose this, is for breakfast, we need 4 ounces of protein, and a half a cup of carbohydrate. That's for a female. Male needs a little bit more protein and just a little bit more carbohydrate. So what you're going to do, Roman says I need 4 ounces of protein here. You're going to go to your protein list, pick off of that. 4 ounces of protein is like the size of a deck of cards, okay? 6 ounces is a deck and a half if you need another visual cue. And if you need a visual cue for half a cup of carbohydrate, it's best to measure your carbohydrate out, but a baseball would be a great visual cue for a half a cup. Run down this list. Remember, we're going to superimpose these. Just make sure that you know the mid-morning snack and the mid-afternoon snack is a fruit or a dairy, not a fruit and a dairy, okay? So make sure that you get that right. You can basically build your own diet as long as you just look at our proportion sizes, and that's going to keep you inside those 300 calories and also keep you in that range of under 30 grams of carbohydrate and over 10 grams of protein. But even with this, we're still lacking some things that we can get from supplements. They're going to help us maximize our results. Okay, who wants to work out and see mediocre or minimal results? I'm sure you guys don't want to put your body through that torture, and you want to get the most you can out of it. Also, it's going to make the nutrition a little bit more convenient for you. I'm sure that most of you guys don't have personal cooks, and you can't cook every single meal throughout the day. You probably have jobs, you're probably on the road a lot, you're in and out of your cars and things like that. And supplements are just going to make everything a little bit easier. I'm going to show you why in just a little bit. Supplements are also going to help support your body's normal functioning so you can recover from workouts and be ready for the next one and you don't get sick or injured. Okay, we're going to go right into the convenience. So a lot of people, they don't like to eat breakfast. They're either not hungry or they're just too busy and they're only go out the door. But breakfast is very simple, let me tell you. All you have to do is a meal replacement shake. It's got a 1-to-1 carbohydrate protein ratio. It's right up under that 300 calories like we talked about before, and it is perfect. It's got 24 grams of carbohydrate and 24 grams of protein. Like I said, there's a 1-to-1 ratio there. And all you're going to do in the morning is pour this in your shaker bottle, shake it up, and you're off to work. And you just put water in this. You don't have to use milk or dairy products with this. And it tastes great. And it's simple and easy for you. It's very convenient, and that's how supplements are going to help you out. When you're on the road or you can't get a meal in, same thing. You just use this meal replacement shake, or you can also use the muscle gain as well. Makes it easy for you. Now, when we get into talking about support, your body has got to have vitamins and essential fatty acids. All these things are important for your body to function properly. And especially if you're working out, you even need more of that support. And how we get that is M&S Max 3. And there's a couple different one of these. We like the M&S Max 3 because they have 1,000 milligrams of the omega-3 fatty acids in there. So it's everything that you need in the in your multivitamin. It's not just something there's just a little bit of what you need and you got to take 2 or 3 other things. This has got everything you need to support your body, okay? Now, we're going to get into how we maximize results. Now, obviously, if things are more convenient for us and we're not skipping meals, we're keeping our metabolism up, and we're not eating like a sumo wrestler, that's going to help you out. That's going to help you maximize results. And obviously, if your body is supported from supplements and you're making sure you're getting all the vitamins and all the essential fatty acids that you need, that's going to help you maximize results too. But I want to tell you about one particular product called Catalyst, and it really helps when you're trying to decrease your calorie content and lose body fat, but maintain your muscles so you don't gain the weight back. Remember, we talked about this earlier. When you have the fat in the muscle, we want more muscle. We don't want the fat. What this is, an amino acid, it helps us retain muscle while we are restricting calories. Because like we talked about earlier, if you try and just do a diet, like a fad diet, it's not going to work, because what you're going to do is you're going to end up in this yo-yo phase where you're just up and down. And I'll show you a demonstration of that, of why that is right now. This inner circle right here is a example of your muscle. And let's say that you do a diet, and what happens is you end up losing some body fat, but our muscle's smaller too. And that means your basal metabolic rate is decreased. So you have to eat less calories throughout the day to lose body weight or even to maintain body weight. So what this catalyst does is it's an amino acid branch chain, and it's going to help you retain this muscle while you're losing the fat. So we look more like this. So we keep the muscle, but the body fat goes down. And you get that nice, toned, lean look. All the products that we just talked about here are going to help support your body. They're going to maximize your results, and they're going to make things convenient for you. You want to talk to your trainer about where you can get these at and what's going to be right for your workout regimen that you're doing right now.